Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, or should I say good morning or good evening, depending where you are right now. But to our fellow Albertans, it's good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for another episode here of Conversations with Dune and Friends. Today we have a wonderful guest joining us, Mr. Alan Moir. Now, he's joining us from the Edmonton area, and I'm in the Sherwood Park area. My name is Dune Wynn, for those of you who may not have met me, but Dune Wynn, and we're going to have Alan Moir joining us here. So Alan Moir is a self-taught in both public and art, music and art, I should say, in both music and art. He has traveled extensively playing and painting murals and T-shirts and drawing landscapes, etc. He's been married to Joy Moir for 28 years, and who they met through a penpal service, if you would believe it, through Asia Connection, which is really classify ads in the Edmonton Sun. Now they were way ahead of their time. These days, that the whole, I suppose, pen pal was quite common back then as well. But it's been 28 years, and so they have one child that most of us in the music community here know. Of course, is Dion. Dion, whom Alan and Dion write a lot of music and perform a lot of music together, and they also create works of arts together as well. So Alan began playing guitar while I was working at a scale house, strumming between waiting trucks and doing the work there. And it has never been his intention to become a great guitarist or actually perform. He just liked writing for songs. And after Dion decided that he didn't want to play soccer anymore, really focusing on that and wanting to take on guitar, they together play mostly Alan's song. So Alan has a lot of songs that he's written over the years and continue to write. So they do that within a band called Costa Livin, and you're going to hear a lot about Costa Livin today, and a lot by Costa Livin today in terms of their music. Wonderful music. And so they continue to write songs and perform together. They made 2 CDs in the studio at what I believe to be called Edmonton's, if I say that correctly. And Alan can correct me when he comes on here. So they have a cabin on Man Lake and enjoy it quite immensely. And they travel wherever they can, whenever they can, to the Philippines and is it Jamaica and Cuba and Hawaii and wherever time and money allows them to do so. So there's all kinds of links that are available on the advertising post that allows you to get to hear more from Costa Living in terms of the band there and the YouTube channel and things like that. So with that brief introduction, let me maybe if you can join me in welcoming our special guest today, Mr. Alan Moir. Alan, let's see if you can hear me here coming onto the screen. How are you, my friend?
Excellent, thank you. And I thank you very much for this opportunity to talk about the things that I enjoy. And very happy that you thought of me to do this.
Well, I'm glad you said yes, because the things that you enjoy are very important things to all of us, my friend. We talk about music, we talk about, travel, which many people love as well. We talk about art, again, very worthwhile, and family, right? So what we're talking about today, yes, there are things that you that resonate with you, but also resonate well with most of our viewers out there. So it would be a very relevant conversation, I think. And you have a lot of stories, lots of music, lots of photos as well to share from your journey. So thank you again, Alan.
Good to be here.
Wonderful. So maybe you can expand on the introduction. Tell us maybe a story of how you came to where you are today, beyond the introduction that I've read there. Maybe tell us a story. Long ago
in a world, in a different place. Yeah. I only wanted to be an artist and a musician, but I was always told that you needed to get a job. So what I did was I went to school and I got a job, and I basically did what I didn't want to do for a long, long time. But in the meantime, I sampled different things, music, art, travel, at the same time going back over and over again to jobs that I really wasn't interested in. But it enabled me to kind of finance the things I liked.
Yeah, that is quite a common story. Right, many of us, sort of early in our career and early in our lives, sort of pay the dues, if you will, do the work, and build up some professional skills and disciplines and money and nest eggs and whatever have you. But we all come to a time in our lives where we can't be doing that forever. So it's lucky for those of us who sort of come to that realization and make alternate arrangements, playing a lot of music and things like that, right?
Love playing music. Yeah, and it's been an interesting thing because I have met so many wonderful people in the Edmonton area through music.
Mm-hmm.
And they all come from Jim Dick being a teacher, and all the different people, Tony, and
Yeah.
them all,
Yeah.
and they all come from different places, but we all meet together, and it's really these are the people that actually who are my life these days,
Yeah.
and I hope to get back to it soon.
You bet. So, music is a common thread that binds really well, right? And so it binds all of us who have different backgrounds. We have, doctor, lawyers, dentists, you name it, all walks of life. But when it comes time for them to, when they decide to spend more time with music, it is a very well put together community. They put their profession aside, and we're musicians, we're music lovers, right?
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, and the opportunity for Dion to get to play with these older,
Mhm.
wonderful musicians. I can't name them all. Phil,
Yeah.
and Aria, and you, and
Mhm.
Tony, and Jim. It's just that's kind of why I even got into it. It was just because Dion wanted to play guitar, and
Mhm.
that's the way it went.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, you've heard me said this to you and even to Dion a few times. I said that you guys are lucky to be able to have that kind of relationship through music, and I know your relationship goes deeper than music. You have lots of joy traveling and do many other things, but music is one of those things that really stands out for us who watch on the sideline and wish that our kids were into music.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, and I feel like I'm one of the few people that can actually say that happened. Like
Yeah.
it's quite amazing to me. I didn't plan it. I didn't
Yeah.
focus on it. I just walked into it. It just worked out well.
Yeah.
And Dion has always been 100% willing to do whatever we need to do together. So it's been good.
Yeah, yeah. So I want to maybe start with some photos. We'll have lots of videos and even some of your original recording that you've done recently as well. In fact, you play all original, so all the videos we're going to show are going to be also original as well. But maybe we'll start with some photos where, take us through, again, that backstory of all the things that are part of what you guys do beyond, music and beyond Costa Living, your primary band that you're in. So yeah, maybe I'm going to do that. Now, I think I might have some photos queued up here, or if I don't, I will do that right away. So tell us about the first photo with the art that I'm about to queue up. There's a photo with the art here. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. And yeah, tell us about this one.
Oh, my parents always encouraged us to be creative, so I always painted on walls. And when I got my own bedroom for the first time,
Mhm.
probably when I was 17 or 16, I created that. That was my bedroom right there. And I
Mhm.
was totally into the English music scene. I had my own cartoon character, which is the guy looking in the window there. And I was a big fan of Frank Zappa. And so I painted that in my room. And that was my mural.
So this is art and music colliding there.
Correct. Yes, yes, it is. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
That is my lovely wife, Joy, and Dion on our way to Jamaica.
Yes, she is not only lovely, but a great name, Joy. That's a wonderful name. So
It suits her. It suits her.
this must be from a few years ago. Dion looks probably, I'm going to guess less than
I
five
think he,
5 years.
yeah, he's 15.
Yeah, cool. So tell us about this next photo here. Oh, that's
Well,
a.
this is our studio, and Dion did all the murals that you see on the wall. And
Mhm.
He's about 15 there as well, but that was his birthday. And for his birthday, I bought him a Washburn resonator guitar.
Nice.
I bought him a lot of guitars for every birthday, every Christmas, every chance I could, because it was a good opportunity for me to buy guitars. And
Yeah.
in the background is his little cousin. They call him IG. His name is Ivan, and he's pretty much lives with us when he's not living with his mother. And yeah, they're good buddies, and
Nice.
yeah, good time.
Nice. Oh, summer fun. How many motorcycles do you have? When I used to ride motorcycles, I had a couple back in the early '80s there, but then I got out of riding motorcycles.
I have two. I have a 1981 CB 125 Honda, which is the exact bike I used to drive in Jamaica in 1981. And then this bike is a bike that my buddy was going to give me in his will. But when he bought a new bike, he gave it to me. And I sold my bike, gave him the extra money, and that's Joy riding my Harley.
Yeah. Well, you got good friends when they're so giving and you're so giving back and all that kind of stuff. It's the back and forth that takes it to the next level, doesn't it?
Well, we met in high school.
Yeah.
And this is just a drawing I did off of National Geographic. And, I was into pencil at that time. And yeah, I like the idea of being able to make it look real.
Yeah, fantastic. Ooh, look at that. A few different things coming into play there. Eagle, was there some thoughts behind the scene here?
Well, what it was, we were living in the Philippines and I was drawing and I found a picture of a Harley that I had. So I drew the Harley, but I didn't know what to do with it. But I wanted to put an eagle, but I couldn't find an American eagle. So looking through a Philippine magazine, I saw a Philippine monkey eating eagle. So that is exactly what that is.
That is a fantastic photo that could frankly be on any blockbuster or any kind of world class, in my opinion. This is not messing around with hobby. This is world class, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And like I said, that's the first picture I did, and there's a whole other story about what happened after that with drawing pictures of Harleys.
Yeah. Very cool.
Ah, that one. That was the first mural that Dion and I did in his bedroom. He was into Mario Kart at the time. Yeah. And so he painted the one on the left, I painted the one on the right. He was probably about 13 or 12 when he did that. Yeah.
Wonderful. It's takes us back to those 80s, 90s days. Yeah.
I think this one is kind of self-explanatory. Yeah. This is at our cabin, and Dion. I have a million pictures of him with a guitar in his hands.
Yeah.
He always has a guitar.
Nice. That looks big in comparison, hey?
Oh yeah. He's grown up a lot.
Yeah.
And this is me on Halloween. With my old girlfriend,
Does she have a name?
No, I don't think so. And this is another mural we did this is our outhouse at our cabin, and painted a picture of Bob Marley. There's a big Bob Marley Jamaica theme through our cabin. The red, yellow, green, all the one love, everything. And Dion looks probably about 15 or 16 there again.
Yeah. Nice.
This is the first time we ever performed live, and it's in the basement of the Acoustic Music Shop. Everybody knows it on Whyte Avenue.
Yes.
I can't remember the drummer's name, but he's quite known around Edmonton. And Dion was doing his first concert, and he played some Santana, played a couple of our tunes, and it was a fun time.
Nice.
That's the view off my deck at the cabin. One of my favorite views of all time. It's been like that for 40 years we've had it now. So,
yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And this is, I believe, our 23rd anniversary. We're at a place called Ivan's in the west end of Negril in Jamaica. And we went for our anniversary. Spent a ton of money on dinner, but it was one of the best meals we've ever had. It was a beautiful night. Sunset was beautiful. It was just Ivan's is a world-class restaurant. If you ever get a chance to go there, I recommend it for sure.
Cool.
This is just a shot of us, with the One Love thing that comes down from. We were still at Ivan's, I think, but that boat there you see is a all-inclusive boat that sails out from the east side of Negril to come down to the west end for the sunset.
Nice.
And this is Dion with a couple of his murals, wearing a Bob Dylan T-shirt. Yeah, he's a big Rolling Stones fan for sure.
Now, so he paints as well, or no?
Oh yeah, he painted those.
Wonderful. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Oh, this is us at Make Music Edmonton on 124th Street. We've played that festival 4 times, I believe. And this is Costa Livin without a drummer. We got Julie on the bongos there, and Dion wearing his Keith Richards T-shirt. Me being a cowboy, and Paul on bass as usual. Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, plenty of fun to be had for sure.
And this is us at a waterfall somewhere in Jamaica. I can't remember where it was, but it was a beautiful, beautiful place. And we traveled around. We traveled quite a bit around Jamaica. I've been there many, many, many times, but this is probably the first time I took the family.
So we have a few viewers on. To our viewers, if you have any comments or question for Alan, feel free to type in the comment there, and we can both see it and we can display it on screen, and Alan can respond to your comments along the way. Beautiful photos. Love the colors.
This is Dion jamming on the beach in Jamaica with a local band, and he's just playing the blues. He was 15, and somebody let him use their guitar, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And he's never been shy. He just went up and played, and it was great.
Awesome.
This place called Drifters.
Drifters. Sounds like
Drifters.
That could be a band's name there.
Well, actually, the guy who owns it used to sing with the Drifters.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. This is us playing at the Starlight Room. We had a night there. We played a couple of sets.
Yeah, cool.
And this is a picture I drew of my niece when I was in the Philippines. She's now probably 30-something, about to have, she just had a baby. And most photogenic young lady you ever saw. And a serious look on her face. And yeah, and that's in our yard where we lived in the Philippines.
Wonderful.
Of course, Costa Livin. This is a shed that I built out of old wood that I got from a old farmhouse that was being demolished. And I saved all the wood, built that shed, and this is the band in front of that shed.
Yeah, awesome.
This is Dion with a self-portrait of Keith Richards, Bob Marley. He painted all those.
Awesome.
I did none of it. He did it all. And that's just in our studio, but that's him showing himself with Keith Richards.
Fantastic.
This is at our cabin on the back. We're trying to do in the Eric Clapton, J.J. Cale, back to Escondido or whatever the name of that place was. Escondido, yes. Yeah, doing that kind of a look.
Looks like fun.
Oh, it was beautiful. Yeah. And this, we went to the Philippines and we went to Cebu on the way. And my wife took us to a guitar shop where these two fellows make all the guitars. And we wanted to take some guitars to the farm. So we went in there and we tested a bunch and we bought 2 guitars. We took them back to the farm in Mindanao to give to the people at Joy's parents' farm.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice guitars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Handmade, beautiful, yeah. This is Dion with his grandfather in a place called Beersheba, Katao in Mindanao, Philippines.
Fantastic.
And this is on the way back. We stopped in Korea, and there was this lovely lady, and she was, I don't even know what she was advertising, but we just asked, would you mind taking a picture with our son? And of course, she, that's her tourist business, but yeah, it was a great picture.
Fantastic. Oh, look at that.
And that's Maureen Ames doing her magic.
Yes, we love Maureen with all the musician photography that she does for the community.
She's amazing. Yes, she's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
She and between her and Ivy, they have taken some of the best shots that I've seen of myself, without, not that I'm very photogenic, but my goodness, she sure makes people look good.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a drawing I did of Keith Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not much to say about that. Just pencil drawing.
It's no accident that he used that finger to point to the Gibson.
Yeah, true enough. And this is Maureen Ames again doing a photo shoot for Costa Livin. We did it at the Parkdale Cemetery, where a lot of people, McDougall, a lot of the old pioneers of Edmonton are buried, and it's a beautiful, serene cemetery. And we went out there, took a bunch of photos. It was a good time.
Awesome.
Of course, Dion and I.
Yeah.
Just that's an Ivy Jane photograph. And yeah, I don't know where that is, but
yeah,
wearing our Rasta colors.
Yeah, powerful duo. Oh, this takes us back.
Yes, this is on our shed. We built a shed out at the lake a couple of years ago, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I thought, well, there's 4 spaces, so that would be a cool thing to paint the Beatles. But then I thought, we'll make the 4 spaces smaller, and we'll paint the British flag behind it. And yeah, Dion and I painted this mural on the lake. It actually adds a lot of color to the landscape.
That's fantastic. When you get a lot of green and all of a sudden you got blue and red and white, that's a lot of contrast there. Yeah. And even on this photo here, you got umbrellas, high contrast. You like colors, hey?
Yes, of course. This is the front of our cabin. This is what I call my private paradise, my private Jamaica. And yeah, we have a very nice spot. I was just lucky I walked into it. I didn't work for it. My parents willed it to me. I was the one who discovered it, but we built it, and I ended up with it, and we maintain it and keep it going, and the whole family is able to enjoy it. So yeah, it's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, well, family is a good thing.
No, it certainly is.
There you go.
This is a shot in a church basement on 95th Street, just north of downtown. I can't remember what the name of the church is. I think it used to be Danny Hooper's maybe years ago. Okay. And there's a room, and that's all it's in there is that one cross. So Dion wearing his Rasta coat, and I just thought this would be a great shot. So Joy took the picture.
Cool.
And this is one of the things I do. I paint little signs and stuff to put around the cabin, or sell a few of them, whatever, just nice stuff. I like it.
Yeah, cool.
All the Jamaica scene again, of course.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing those photos with us. Took us on a bit of a journey of the various different things that you get involved in. So that's quite nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have thousands more if you ever.
Yeah, I can imagine somebody who's into music and art probably have a lot of photos and whatnot. Yeah. It's funny, when I think about my own life, there's a period of time when I didn't have many photos at all. And, it's funny that the most epic journey I've ever made, escaping Vietnam and come to Canada, 2 refugee camps, I have no photos of any of those years. Yeah. Imagine if we were in the selfie days back then, if we had the technology back then. So tell us about, maybe before we get into Costa Livin as a band, tell us a bit more about your musical journey before we start playing some video clips of your band there and your original songs.
Okay, well, I guess my very first memory, I'll go even one further. My very first memory would be on the Flintstones watching Pebbles and Bam Bam sing Let the Sun Shine In.
Oh.
I don't know how many people will know that song, but I fell in love with that song. And my next memory is hearing I Saw Her Standing There by the Beatles.
Yeah.
And my parents would tell you that I would spend hours putting that record over and over and over and listening to it. There was something about the Beatles that just grabbed me. And after that, of course, I grew up a little bit, and my friends, some of whom I still know, we got managed to talk our parents into buying guitars, and we played, but we were terrible, of course. And then I really did nothing for a long time. But I always listened to music, but I didn't listen to what was on the radio. I listened to, the Mothers of Invention and David Bowie and just other things that weren't radio friendly. But I always loved rhythm and melody. That was my main thing. And I never set out to play anybody else's music because I just thought somebody else is already playing it. I just wanted to write my own stuff. And so I bought a Beatle book and I learned how to play A, C, and D and all that kind of stuff. And then I just started writing melodies. And like I said, when I got into the scale house, where I had 5 minutes between each song, I would pick up my guitar and I began to just strum chords and try to write a melody. And, of course, the first 3 songs I wrote were bad. but I wrote a lot of terrible stuff. But, eventually I kind of got the hang of it. And, I've written hundreds and hundreds of songs. A few of you, made it to Costa Livin, not all of them, of course. But it was just, all I wanted to do was just play my own stuff. And, that's pretty much where it went. And once Dion started playing, then it was kind of like, well, I don't know how to play anybody else's stuff. Dion can play anybody's stuff, but me, it was just like, okay, so he, for some reason, is able to channel what I do and play the exact same thing that I can hear in my head, but he can actually play it. So that's kind of where it went. And then we met Paul and Ken, and it's been good. Yeah, that's kind of where we are.
Wonderful. So just a quick question before I show the first video here. How many songs, if you were to guess, how many songs might have you written so far, if you kind of do a quick estimate?
Including the ones I don't play, probably 200 okay. Maybe.
That's a lot.
But probably the ones we play, we've got about 75, I think.
Right. Wonderful. Now, the first clip that I like to share with our viewers is a YouTube clip, and I think it's called Runaway Train. So tell us about Runaway Train while I cue it up here, Alan.
This is kind of a fictional thing based on reality. It's just about being kind of left in the cold when you think you got something going, and the one you have your mind on isn't really, she walks away. But you still have the big feeling. And when I write a song, I don't really have an idea of what I'm writing. I just kind of write the song, and then later I look at it and I go, okay, that's where that was coming from. And that's kind of, this is a broken relationship.
Right. Got it. So I'll be off camera here to give the video more room to view. So let me know if you can hear the sound or not.
This one is, I believe, Whyte Avenue.
Oh, so did I pull up the wrong one? I did, didn't I? Yeah. Sorry about that. Let me grab Runaway Train. Let's see here. Runaway. Oh, I see. It's this one here. So give me a second there, and I will correct that. So there is Runaway Train. And that is the correct one. Thank you for correcting me. I'll hit play here.
She met a man in Barcelona, met a man
All day long my love had run. 'Cause her love was like a razor blade, my blood ran down the drain. Her love was like a rocket ship, goddamn runaway.
Fantastic. So when was this? A few years ago, or?
That's playing at the Leaf. You know the Leaf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dion looks. I always judge everything by how Dion looks. Yeah. Andy Nikiforuk on organ there, so
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
kind of nice. Yeah.
yeah.
That adds a bit.
Yeah, to the left here. Yeah. Wonderful. So, yeah, thanks for sharing that. So, now you, how often do you guys rehearse? Quite regularly, or?
Well, Dion and I, of course, play all the time.
Yeah.
So we go through all the songs, but basically the band gets together once a week.
You bet. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working. We've got about 50 new songs for when we come out again.
Yeah. Now you got a great website, I must mention, as well as so website and YouTube channel and things like that. I posted it in the sort of the announcement poster there, but we certainly can pull it up at one point if we have time. But tell us more about so when you play your own music there. Let me just get rid of that there. When you play your own music there. Would you say there's a certain genre, or how would you, if somebody says, well, what kind of music does Costa Livin play? What would you say?
That is the most often asked question ever. And I would say I have no idea, because there's a lot of blues, reggae, Spanish type feel to it. It's just kind of whatever, like this is music written over the last 35 years. So it's whatever I was listening to at the time. I would, if there was a Beatle chord I liked, there would be a Beatle type song. Or if it was a reggae thing, because I listened to Bob Marley, it would be that. So it just, I honestly, I cannot.
Yeah.
There's no genre. It's just a bunch of different songs I've written. That's it.
Yeah.
So, does that make sense?
Absolutely. So I have another clip here. We'll ask you some more questions in a minute here, but I have another clip called Whyte Avenue. Tell us about that clip. Tell us the stories behind that or around that, if you could as well.
My friend Jim, who I haven't seen for many, many years, that's one of the first people I ever started playing and writing music with. And he was coming home from Sherwood Park, funny enough, and he'd had a couple of too many, and he smashed his car up back in the days when you really didn't get into a lot of trouble. And so then he took a taxi to my house, and he kind of cried over it, and then we started writing this song, Whyte Avenue. So it's pretty much a true story, but written as a healing song, and it's all about just being young and foolish.
Young and foolish. I'm sure some of our viewers can remember or identify with that.
And this song is on, this is at another version of Make Music Edmonton. And it was probably about 95 degrees on that spot with the sun shining right on us. It was hot.
Cool. Well, you guys were smart in having the short kind of, tank top and whatnot there. Paul, yeah. But by comparison, Paul was quite suited up there with the short sleeves.
Yes, he likes that. music, tiny pairs of shoes, running from the heat. The place I go, right out to do. Don't you know there's a lot of things to do. On the south side of the town, on the south side of town, on the south side. Folks and I smoked them all. I acted like a pig when I drink alcohol. Too much and I left my car. Now I gotta take the bus to the bar. Now Whyte Avenue, I run the 52. I run the 52. Well, how about you?
So I'd like you to brag a bit. Tell us about the musical journey that Dion is doing right now with McEwen.
Well, Dion is, he seemed to have a natural ability early on. And I said to him, you know, against what I've done all my life, do whatever you want. Whatever makes you happy, just do it. You only got a short time, so do what you want to do. And he decided he wanted to play music. And so he enrolled in Grant McEwen, took his first year playing in the jazz program. And now he's enrolled in the recording engineer program. And that's what he's going to do for his major. And yeah, he's in a few bands at school, and I don't know what else to say. Like he just seems to have a natural ability, and it's a great thing for me because, like I said, he plays the guitar that I always wanted to play.
Wonderful. Well, you know, so he's living his dream there of sort, and I would dare say that you, as a father, if I could put myself in that, you're living a dream as well. I mean, as a musician, when your son takes up music and love it and become good at it, and even pursue university education in multiple majors and minors, that's a rare thing, I think.
Oh, totally is. And he never says no. It's an amazing thing because I'm always like, I don't want to inconvenience him, but but he'll come up to me and say, you know, Dad, you want to practice? And I'm like, well, of course I do. Of course I do. And then we play for an hour. Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Let me pause that here. So thank you for sharing that. You know, as we all have sort of different hobbies and interests and whatnot, and for 11 years I put music sort of aside, you know, in light of business and young family and whatnot. And I'm kind of overdoing it right now, how much time I give music in different formats in the last few years, and kind of making up for lost time, right? Yeah. Can you hear me still?
You have to, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Wonderful. Yeah. So tell us a bit more. I'm going to kind of take you out of music. We'll come back to music, but out of music, tell us more about, you know, your travels. Let's do a music break and talk about travels. You know, you've done lots of travel. We've seen some of your photos. Do you have one or two kind of highlight story or low light story that you want to share with our viewers from your sort of travel that you've done?
Yeah, there's so many. You know, I first when I got out of high school, my best friend from when I was 6 years old, we decided to go on a trip, and we saved up our money from a summer job, and we went to Hawaii, Fiji, Samoa, New Zealand, Australia for about 3 months, and that was the beginning of me really kind of picking up the travel thing, and but probably the most interesting part of my travels, aside from the Philippines, of course, would be I went to Jamaica for a couple of months. My first trip, I bought a tent and I stayed on a tent in the west end of Negril. And then from then on, for about the next 7 years, I would work at the Scale House, and I would go to Jamaica for 4 months every winter. I would take down a bicycle, a big tent, would take down coolers and lawn chairs and everything, and I'd just live in someone's yard for 4 months with a bunch of other kind of like-minded people, and we just played music and did art, and you know, basically we're foolish young people, but it was a great, great, great time. And it, I think Negril, Jamaica is probably one of the best places on earth, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the Philippines, then,
Yeah.
that's another big one. Spend a lot of time there.
Yeah. So if I can highlight a sentiment, it seems to me like you really appreciate not only your roots somewhat, but also sort of the international flavors that are rich and diverse out there, while appreciating Canada, what we have here. I see that in your posts. I see that in your communication. You're a very global man, my friend.
Well, my parents, back when I was young, there were no foreigners in Edmonton. So there was the Chinese grocery store, and that was it. And then those kids, and then my dad, who was an insurance salesman, had a family a fellow insurance salesman, and his name was Chuck Ma, and his wife Patty, and they came to our house and cooked Chinese food and rice and all that stuff. And we were pretty much the only people on the block that ever had anything other than meat and potatoes. It was, and that was my introduction to different cultures. And when I was a little bit older and I got my first job landscaping, we were doing a sod job, and the person who was kind of taking care of the place, she was a Filipina, and she was a nanny, and she made us some lunch. And it was an eye opener for me. It was like this amazing food and this wonderful lady. And and then I just kind of, through Jamaica and traveling and going to Samoa and everything, I just kind of got an international flavor of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So travel. You might have a story or two to share about motorcycle. How long have you been riding motorcycle? Is that a long running thing, or do you ride every year, or are you a part-timer, come in and out, or what?
Probably the first motorbike I ever rode, I was probably about 9. It was a Hodaka 90 at my friend's parents' place. And I rode that thing all weekend up and down the road, and then I was hooked. And I bought my first real motorcycle when I was probably 17. I bought a Triumph Trophy, 1959 Triumph Trophy. It was a chopper. I rode that thing for a little bit, but it was a real piece of junk, of course. And then in 1974, I bought myself a Harley Sportster, brand new. Rode that a lot. And I've had various bikes, and now I have this Harley. And I ride it a bit. I'm not a hardcore rider. I go with Jim Dick. I've been with one ride with Jim Dick. That was fun. And I plan to do more, but every year when the spring comes, I have what I call the fear until I get on it. And then once I go for a ride, I'm like, oh man, I should do this every day. But all winter I build up the fear that I'm going to die on it. But once I hear that thing run and I go for a spin, I'm right back on again.
Wonderful. So back to the music scene. I'm going to show another video here. Perhaps tell us a bit about maybe a story behind this video. Here is Dion solo here. I don't know if you know which one I'm referring to, but I'm just going to go ahead and open it here and pull it up, and you tell us about what's the context there. Is there a particular story that is memorable from there that you might want to share with our viewers?
Okay, well, this one is Dion doing an overdub of one of our songs. I can't remember which song, perhaps, but I took him out of school for 2 days, which his mother wasn't really happy about. But we went into the studio with Costa Livin and into the Edmonton studio, which they were great. And Dion, like I said, he was never shy, but he didn't like his solo. So he decided he was going to redo it. And that's what this is. This is him by himself listening to the headphones and redoing his solo.
Here's a man not only musically inclined and dedicated to, practice and the discipline and all of that stuff, but I keep hearing really the initiative and the kind of following the vision. He has a vision of what he wants to do, and go ahead and make it happen. Very full of initiative, it sounds like. I have met Dion and talked to him at various music scenes and whatnot, but I'm learning more and more about how committed he is to what he's trying to do, right?
And I believe he's really a natural.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people learn it and whatever, but he never really learned it. He just owned it. It's amazing to me because I can't play a solo lick to save my life. So it was always amazing to me that he could just pick it up and just go with it. So it was cool.
Let me know if you can hear the sound. Fantastic.
Yeah. That was a really fun time. A lot of fun on that day. Well, actually, we did 3 days in the studio. Everybody took time off work. I took Dion out of school, and we just went in there and we just one take on every song. It was pretty
nice.
A lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, that is quite a unique experience that you guys are sharing through music there. Not a lot of father and son can have those kinds of stories to share. So I'm happy for you. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
You have a song here called Rock and Roll Jesus. And I think I heard it before in one of the performances that you've done. Tell us about that. How did you come to writing that song, and what's it about?
Basically, it's just, like, I don't know, in my warped kind of way, I just thought, if I could be a rock and roll Jesus and just have everybody just worship me, unconditionally. And that's kind of the concept of the song. Not that I want that, not that I, it was just the idea for a song. And my friend and I, we always have deep conversations about religion and Jesus and all that stuff. And then Dion came up with that lick in the beginning, and it just, the song just came together really quickly. And it's a very, I'd like to say, a favorite. A lot of people, when we play jams and stuff, a lot of people, that's the one song they want to hear.
Let's roll it.
Jesus.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, like there's no slight on anything. It's just an idea.
Yeah. So tell us more. So when you play music, do you obviously you play a lot of different venues in town and whatnot. Is there one venue that sort of stands out as being special to you? If there was one venue that you kind of say, oh, that was a cool place. Anyone that stands out?
Well, I mean, we don't play a lot of places, but a really good one is JT's on the south side. They give you a lot of time to play, and it's really good. I mean, because some of the more popular jams and things, you get 2 songs, maybe 3. But there you can play like a half an hour, so that's a nice one.
Yeah.
But I do like playing Shakers because it's got a beautiful stage. I like playing the Leaf because they welcome us there, and it's always a good crowd. And I like all the people that show up, so that's a good one too. Just
So different ones have different kind of sort of highlights about it, if you will. They're all good. They're all good, but they all have different kind of characteristics, highlights. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and I remember the first time I met you.
Yeah.
Was at what was it called? The Bamboo.
Yes.
And that's the first time I ever met you. And I think Dion was 15 at the time, and we kind of snuck him in there.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't 18 at the time. But that was a really cool little place. We got videos of that too, of Dion playing there, and us playing with a lot of good players. Bone Dog and Andy Nikiforek and Aria. That was a really good place. I like that. I think that was a Tony Rufo jam.
Yeah. I'm going to go a different direction for a moment. We have some more videos that we're going to show as well. But I'd love to show some of your recording that you've done that's on maybe MP3 and audio and whatnot. So let me just pull that up and see what you might like to share with our viewers for a short clip, each one of those, whichever one you want to start with. Is there one that you kind of want to kind of start out with?
I can't remember which ones I sent you.
Okay, then what I will do is, in that case, you have Before, you have Bob in the Jungle.
Before. Let's go with those two, because Before is a song that basically Dion came up with. We were at the cabin with my friend who we write with, and Dion came up with the riff, and then we just started writing it. And he played this is when I knew Dion had it, because he played a lick in there, and I was like, "Holy smokes, this kid's got it!" Right? And then we wrote this song, and it's it's got no real meaning or anything. It's just, I just think it's a good song.
So here's Before. I believe I have it queued up. I'm going to bring it in and go ahead and share it here. And I'll just be off camera here. So this is Before. Let's listen to it.
Well, I remember the night, how it went down. I never thought I'd leave this town. I just thought I'd even up the score. Yeah, I must have been mad, I was out of my head. I couldn't believe the things I said. I never said those things before. And you said some things that I can't understand. Down at the club listening to the band, you said this place is such a bore. So I drove you home and we said goodbye. I didn't know if I would live or die. You never said those things before. But I want you, baby, I need you so bad. You're the best that I ever had. I can't live without you anymore. Yeah, I want you, baby, I'm going insane. All these thoughts running through my brain. can't live without you anymore. And I try to remember to try and forget all of these thoughts full of regret. Why must this love be such a bore? And I'm driving all night, I'm here all alone. I tried to reach you on the telephone, but there are no answers anymore. I can't live without you anymore. Yeah, I want you, baby, I'm going insane. All these thoughts running through my brain. I can't live without you anymore. Can't live without you anymore. Can't live without you anymore.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, did you see that message from Jim Dick there?
I did see that. Yes, I can't wait to get back on stage too. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I hope this thing opens up soon. But yeah, we should be riding. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the other message, our viewers, I just want to show it up for our viewers again. Yeah. So that's what Alan is doing instead of motorcycle riding with me. He says. So I'm going to share some of these other songs, maybe in shorter clips and whatnot. You said another one was, I'm just going to read it out to you, and you say yay or nay to share, okay? There's this, On This Day.
On This Day, that is our drummer's favorite song. And yeah, it's kind of a...
Let's play a bit of it.
Yeah.
Is there a drum solo that we should fast forward to?
No. It's just a kind of a melody tune.
I want love, I don't need more. I want love, and I don't want war. On this day, could you say you're proud of the things that you did today? On this day, I make a promise to you. Yeah, there'll be madness.
Who's on harmonica?
There'll be comfort too.
Oh, wow. Mr. Alan Moir himself on harmonica.
This one thing that I say, I'll be true. Till the end of time, till the words arrive, till it's through. And now, I need your love, but right now.
Very cool. Very cool. Now another.
I don't play a lot of harmonica, but yeah,
it's definitely passable. Sounded good. As Bob in the Jungle, I see two versions of that. Is that Jungle A and Jungle B, or just kidding?
I don't know. I sent you two versions. I don't know why, but
okay.
Bob in the Jungle. A friend of mine, a geologist, moved to South America, and the other guy that I wrote Whyte Avenue with all three of us used to play together, and he moved to Whyte to do, what do they call it? Geography? I don't know. We're the ones where you get minerals. That one, geologist. Yeah, and so we wrote a song about him called Bob in the Jungle.
Cool, Bob in Jungle. I will roll it here, and we'll listen to a bit of it.
Bob in the jungle can't get to a telephone. Must be that he is out of reach. He's wandered too far from the beach. He's run against the tide, and now this is where he wants to hide. Bob in the jungle, he takes a photograph. Lots of spiders in the jungle, and spiders make him laugh. And all that he knows fades into the mist. He washes his clothes, folds his thoughts into a list of things. Bob in the jungle, he's got his jungle made. Out there in his hammock, he's a lion in the shade. He checks his watch and ponders. He says, how long's it gonna be? He never stops to wonder, 'cause he thinks what is was meant to be. And all that he knows fades into the mist. He washes his clothes, folds his thoughts into a list of things to do.
Awesome, awesome. You got cool drink of water. What's that about?
Song about my wife. That's all I can say.
Cool drink of water. Let's check it out.
How she supports me.
Well, let's take a listen.
No, what could you say?
You hear it?
I'm sailing on the ocean, I'm on the deep blue sea. Why all the commotion? The answer's easy, don't you see? Fussing all the while seems like such a waste of time. You know a man needs a woman to make him toe the line. My baby gives me freedom, she keeps my feet on the earth. Sometimes I like to speak my mind, whatever that is worth. I never give her trouble, at least not all the time. She's my $1 million baby, and she sure do shine. When I get home, there's supper on the table. When I'm feeling down, she's ready, willing and able. She does it all for nothing, doesn't want a dime, like a cool drink of water in the middle of summertime. My baby, you know that she's okay. She don't really worry about the things I say. When things get rough, she says things are fine. She makes me feel like $1 million and half a bottle of cherry wine. When I get home, there's supper on the table. When I'm feeling down, she's ready, willing, and able. She does it all for nothing, doesn't want to dance, like a cool drink of water in the middle of summertime. She's like a cool drink of water in the middle of summertime.
All right. Does she ride motorcycle, or does she just come with you, or she has her own bike?
No. She rides on the back.
Looks like you guys have lots of fun with that motorcycle there, my friend.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So tell us, the next song that I see here is, what is it? Costa Livin, Me Blue Rough. Let me see. What's the rest of that? Rough.
Me Blue?
Yeah, Me Blue.
That is a song that my friend Gary, he and I write songs together with Dion all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Dion took his, I don't know if this is the version that has Dion playing guitar on it, but it's kind of a jazzy tune, and Dion made it into a really good song because of what he does with the guitar. But I think it's a really brilliant song myself. But it's one of Gary's songs.
Yeah. Now, I just wanted to, just for our viewers here, let me get your wife's name correct when I put it on here. Is it Joy Moir, just the way it sounds?
Yep. Her actual name, Josephine, but
yeah,
she goes by Joy.
Joy Moir. So there you go. So that's who that lady is on the motorcycle. So tell us about this song before I cue it up here. The Me Blue. I'm gonna go ahead and cue it up here.
I don't know if there's actually a story here, but no, I think it's just a song that Gary's a piano player. So when he writes music, it comes out differently than when I write music, because I write on a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we both write together, it's kind of an interesting blend.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Dion throws in his Grant McEwen type jazz chords,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it changes everything. But I don't know if there's got Dion on it or not, but
yeah,
it's still a good song. I like the song.
Cool. I'm going to play it. You hear it?
Yeah.
I feel the sun and I feel the rain. I feel your love pounding in my veins. When I think of you, when I think of you, I won't be feeling good if you leave me like you should. To think of that just makes me blue. I tried to run, I walk along, I find myself dancing to our song. When I think of you, when I think of you, I won't be feeling.
Bit of a love song there, right? I would say.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The next song I want to share is something called On My Mind. Tell us about that.
Well, that's another one, of course. I like to try to write songs about joy, but I'm not very good at it because I get sidetracked. But
Right.
That's what this is. This is like always on my mind.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. When it all began, you had a smile and a tropic tan. Things you said were wonderful, the things that you said to me. But that was long ago. Where did the feeling go? Walking on water, water that's between you and me. We could make
bit of a almost Jamaican feel to it, my friend, with a reggae happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's all these different flavors that come in that I don't write them specifically to be that way, but they just seem to come out. You know?
Yeah, yeah. And I hear some what is it? Those shakers as well. That adds that.
You know it's true. I get the blues on account of you.
Is this Dion?
Yeah.
But I love you still. You know
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Dion has
That-
he has such great tone without using really any effects at all. He just plugs right in, doesn't he?
He doesn't really like pedals or things like that. He just likes to play. And I bought him pedals. I mean, he can play a wah pedal like a crazy man,
Yeah.
but basically he just likes to just play clean.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted. You were going to say something?
Oh no.
Yeah. There's this song. Let's see. Smell One Way or Another. Probably a different thing than I'm thinking. One Way or Another. Tell us about that.
Just another one, just came up with some chords, and one way or another, just the words just came along with it. And I don't know. Like I say, they don't always have a meaning, and sometimes I even no idea what they're talking about. But it's just put the words to the music, and hopefully it all works out.
There you go. Yeah, I like chronicling your state of mind at the time, whatever it is. Just lay it out, and yeah.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
hard to save some money when you can't afford the rent. I had some trouble trying to think just where that money went. I didn't spend it on no fancy car, didn't take no holiday. Nothing's ever black and white, it's always shades of gray. One way or another, seems I always get the dough. Baby, let's go. Let's go. Heartaches while they come and go, just a fact of life. Until one day you settle down, take yourself a wife, treat her like a precious stone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know bluegrass too well, but that almost, I don't know. For some reason, I thought bluegrass. Is that what this is?
No, what that is using one of those pianos that you can just press one thing and you press an A, then you press a G,
Yeah.
and it chords along.
Yeah.
And I just recorded it with the drum beat built in the keyboard. And
There's screaming guitar again.
that's a friend of mine, Denny.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now that's another song. Smell the roses. Let's do that, everybody. Let's smell the roses. I look outside. We live in an acreage here, and other than the dandelions, I don't know if there's any roses out there. But anyway, I can smell the dandelions. Smell the
Well,
roses.
this song is not very a complimentary song for my wife, but it's kind of about just just slow down a bit. Nothing's that important. Just slow down, and that's kind of what this song's about.
Mm-hmm.
You say the same thing to me
kind of the drift of the song.
It's the blues in a slightly different kind of beat, right? But it's a blues lyric.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there's a hub song, the hub song. Tell us about that.
That's a song a friend of mine, Jim, the guy who co-wrote Whyte Avenue. He was going to university at the time in the Hub Mall, and so he wrote that song sitting in the Hub Mall watching the girls go by.
Ah, I see. So
Yeah.
let me, yes, of course, hub as in U of A hub.
Yes, exactly.
I got eyes in the back of my head. I can't get you into bed, but if I did, would you be so mysterious? One look at those beautiful legs, like trout, that's just what Freddie says, and that's it. You know I've seen enough. I can't believe it more than anyone today. I caught your eye between lurid glances in the shade.
Just a fun song.
Yeah. Hey, there's the Whyte Avenue. This is the recorded version, not the live version. Let's play that and see how that come across here with this.
Which one is that?
Ooh. I took a walk on down my side of town. What did I see? 40 people waiting for me. Out of the car, my heels hit the street.
Love it.
20 pairs of shoes running from the heat. The place I go, Whyte Avenue. Don't you know there's a lot of things to do on the south side of town, on the south side of town, on the south side.
I have to commission you to write a song about Sherwood Park.
I bought some smokes and I smoked them all. I acted like a pig when I drink alcohol. Drank too much and I wrecked my car. Now I gotta take the bus to the bar. And down Whyte Avenue, I ride the 52. I ride the 52. Well, how about you?
I like that beat.
Kind of a ska thing.
Yeah, nice. AWOL. Tell us about AWOL.
Oh, she went AWOL. It's like having a girlfriend, whatever. I mean, I'm too old for girlfriends and married for 30 years, but it's about, everything's going fine, and all of a sudden she goes away without leave, she's gone.
It's your version of Ain't No Sunshine, maybe? Just kidding.
Maybe.
Let's play it.
ocean pearl, the answer to all of my dreams. I tried to write a song, I tried to get along, but love just ain't what it seems. And now she's gone AWOL. She never wrote a little letter, never made a phone call, just drifted away. Yeah, the sun was coming down on this crazy little town, the stars shining high above. She said there is no reason to disrespect the season. I'm talking about the season of love, and now she's gone AWOL. She never wrote a little letter, never made a phone call, just drifted away. But even though I miss her, I wanna hold and kiss her. I can feel us drifting apart. She walked away by the end of the day, just like an arrow right through my heart. Yeah, she went AWOL. Her. I wanna hold and kiss her. I can feel us drifting away, just like the setting sun. She was over, she was done, she was gone by the end of the day. Yeah, she's gone AWOL.
Cool.
Kind of channeling J.J. Cale.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, there's a song here called I've Been Sailing. Tell us about that.
That's just a song about one of my philosophies of life is that really nothing matters. And so when anything goes wrong, I just let it go and I just go away, and that's what this is. I go sailing.
Yeah, there you go.
The days are getting longer, but it's still cold as hell. If things are getting better, well, I can never tell. Sometimes I drop the bucket, it ends up in the well. One day it's like heaven, the next day it's like hell. And I've been sailing on the deep blue sea. Feels like I'm failing, and the winds of change are coming for me. Sometimes I feel my life is like a mystery. Well, I can't be what people want me to be. I look for the answer. Is it written on the wall?
Awesome. Hey, I have a last MP3 clip here that's called Runaway Train, which is the recorded version of the video we showed earlier. I'm going to play it here.
Alright, said alright, alright, alright. I met a woman, I can't recall her name. I love that woman, and she loved me just the same.
coming up?
It's like a rocket ship.
Oh, yeah.
A goddamn runaway train. Hey, hey.
That was fun.
Like a runaway train.
Like a runaway train. Let's take a kind of a go back to some other stuff. We played a bunch of song clips from your original recordings of various situations there, various, I guess, collections over the years. But tell us more about, if we kind of start to summarize some of the stuff that we've been talking about, any either stories or sentiments you want to share with our viewers about some of the stuff we talked about today. When I asked you to come on, were there stories that you want to share that you haven't shared yet? Would love to hear from you on those.
Maybe probably the most significant one was I was a waiter in a nightclub in Dante's. I don't know if you remember it or not.
I've heard about it.
Just off Whyte Avenue, and and I was living a crazy life and whatever. And like I said, I'd been through several relationships as waiters and waitresses do, and I was getting tired of that whole thing. And one day I was reading the Edmonton Sun, and I saw this ad, and I remember it word for word: "Lovely, loyal Asian women seek pen pals and possible lifetime partners." And I thought, well, that sounds cool. I had no idea what that meant. So anyway, I sent them a letter, and they sent me back a little magazine with a bunch of pictures of, people in the Philippines and Russia and all these other places. And then so I had to send them $40, and I sent them $40, and they said, pick out 5, women that kind of interest you and write to them and, narrow it down, blah, blah. And my wife, who I'm married to now, was the first to write back. So we wrote to each other for a few years. And then I went there, visited. We were basically strangers. We had no idea what was going on. I went and met her parents and basically told her dad that I wanted to, bring her to Canada. And then I came home and she never wrote to me again. She said she was testing me. But I pretty much wrote to her every day for the next year until she finally wrote back. And then I got her a fiance visa. She came here, and a week later we got married and we moved in. And like I said, we were basically strangers. And here we are 28 years later. So it worked out. So that's probably the strangest story of my life. And a lot of people, I guess it's like internet dating. Is that what that is now?
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. Yeah. So anyway, that's probably the weirdest thing.
Life is full of surprises, and sometimes you encounter surprise even though you do all of the different things to kind of ensure certainty. And then sometimes surprises in terms of the situation works out well. And I'm glad that for you and Joy, it worked out well for the last 28, 30 years now. And with Dion in your life there, you certainly have a rich family story to tell. And thank you for sharing some of those with us. And what I'd like to do, just to wrap up, I'm going to perhaps run the photos here. And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to run the photos, and you tell us, kind of take us out in whatever way you would like to kind of share some stories or whatever have you. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go from the very beginning here, some of these photos, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just say anything that you like to kind of wrap up, you have time. There's no rush. So Alan, tell us some stories or anything at all.
Oh, this is just random shots over the years. Of course, always about Joy and Dion, and of course my artwork. But yeah, I spent years and years in the room. People say, "I wish I could draw like you." Well, you have to spend years by yourself in a room drawing. That's the only way to do it. And and then Dion picked up guitar like he is now, and we just kept going. Always loved motorcycles. Always loved weird things, different. I don't know, just different ways of looking at stuff, and not really doing the things that I was supposed to do, but I was never interested in doing the things I was supposed to do. And, it seemed to have all worked out. My favorite place, Jamaica, West End. Yeah, I don't know. It's a nice little shot. I love that Dion has picked up the art thing. He's done very well. The music. Nice to have met Ken and Paul. Traveling. It's all fun.
Yeah.
I love Dion playing with different bands like these guys. They were great for him. Yeah, playing in different venues, the Starlight Room. My niece, all my Filipino family has been wonderful. And of course, Costa Livin, my main pastime these days.
Mm-hmm.
Dion playing. Yeah, got a million pictures of Dion and I. Yeah, like I say, the Philippines and traveling, it's all great. Yeah. His grandfather, nicest guy I'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a beautiful human.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Maureen. Yeah, she takes a great photo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, Keith Richards, my all-time guitar hero.
Mm-hmm.
Another one by Maureen. That's a beautiful shot. That one by Ivy, I believe, at the Shakers Jam.
Mm-hmm.
And the Beatles, my first love of music. My cabin is, I can't get enough of that place. I'm going out there tomorrow.
Mm.
And of course, my weird relationship with crosses and religion, and one love, one heart, one destiny, a true thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, my friend, thank you so much for spending the time with us today. It's been an hour and a bit. And if you have any last sort of stories or thoughts, you're welcome to share it. But really appreciate you sharing all of this with us. Essentially, your music, your art, your culture, in a sense of international travel, as well as your family with us. So thank you for doing that.
And thank you, Dune. No, I really have nothing else to say. I didn't think I could fill an hour. So
there you go. You are an overachiever. You surprise yourself.
Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, it's no, absolutely wonderful. And yeah, this is a great series you're doing. I've been watching a few of them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, tomorrow's going to be a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's Marshall Lawrence, or is it Mike?
Mike Chenoweth.
I watched the Marshall Lawrence one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mike, by his bio, seems to have so much to say. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
And he is such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just such a nice guy. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you again.
Well, thank you so much again, Mr. Alan Moir, and thank you for all you share with us today. And for those of us who are watching right now, those of you who are watching right now, maybe even share the video, because this video will be on Facebook forever, we hope. So it's not going to be taken down or anything like that. So it will be there for you to watch later on. And thank you for spending time with us, those viewers who have been joining us here. And thanks to those who will join us later on watching it in the replay. And so it's been a wonderful hour and a bit talking to Alan Moir, and we're going to say goodbye to you now, and have a wonderful day, folks, and take good care of yourself and take good care of one another.
Okay, thank you, dude.
Thank you, Alan.
All right.